course of the Australian GP weekend. It did not, I will say it didn't disappoint on news to be delivered, on conflicts that could possibly arise between teammates and teams. We had already talked about the situation about Alex Albon, Williams, and Logan Sargent not having a car, having to give it to Alex Albon having to be the number one driver. And I talked about that. And I honestly, truly feel that Williams made the best decision with the situation they had at hand. Should they have had a third chassis? Yes, but they didn't. And they put the best driver to give them the best opportunity in the car. Well, Ferrari showed up and ran it up and converted pole. Actually not pole, but it converted a good position on the grid into a race win. And that was awesome for them. Not to mention Max Verstappen, DNF due to failure. What's up, Wildcat? First in the chat. And then we have Mercedes, which is what we are really here to talk about. We're really here to talk about Mercedes. And I've always told you all that it's going to be kept real here 100% of the time. I'm going to tell you what I really feel. Some of these other people on different channels, Maria Duncan, big shout out to you. She's absolutely right. Some of these people on other channels, they want to say the things that might get them into certain rooms. They want to say the things that they really don't feel, but because it might be looked up on negatively, and that might not get me in the paddock. That might not get me a branding deal. Well, guess what? That's not what the hell I do here. I'm going to say how I feel, what I feel based on what I saw. And what I saw was the damn reason why Toto Wolff should punch himself in the face. All right, so we look right here. Toto Wolff saying that definitely ready to punch myself in the nose after very, very brutal Australian GP. And he probably damn well should punch himself in the nose for more than that. For more than that. I mean, he should try to reenact the Liar Liar movie with Jim Carrey and kick his own ass. I honestly think he should. But it's just not for the Australian GP. It's not just for the Australian GP. I feel like Toto Wolff should kick his own ass. I feel that he should do so because he's made a very bad mistake. And he's made a very bad mistake that has cost Mercedes a couple of seasons. Forgive Mercedes. It has cost Lewis Hamilton a couple of seasons. So you should take your hand just like this and punch yourself right in the damn nose. That's what you should do. And then call Jim Carrey and see if y'all can do a Liar Liar Part 2. Because Toto, you got false promises. You have not delivered, bro. The car's been shit for 2 seasons. Now here it is. You give people hope and inspiration that all of a sudden this W15 with this new livery, with all this hype and all this bullshit, is supposed to be tight, right? It's supposed to be a better car, a better season, but it's not. It's not. And you basically went to Australia. You went to Australia. We saw this already with a team last season. Remember, 2023, Alpine came to Australia and took each other out with a double DNF. Only Toto Wolff didn't do it by colliding 2 cars together. He did it by mechanical failure, and the other part was done by an overreacting, drama-having asshole in George Russell. I'm just going to say it. George, like he thought it was raining. George, like he thinks he can just call his own strategies. George, the same George that was crying on TV about this and that, is the same George that I believe overreacted due to what he saw coming from Alonso and just wrecked up the damn car. I'm just telling you like I saw it. I watched the video and I understand all this dirty air and aerodynamics. And listen, Russell overreacted. He overreacted. He locked the shit up. He overreacted. I do believe clearly Russell could have came off the accelerator and lightweight went around to maybe avoid an impact altogether. No, he didn't even hit nobody. He just wrecked. Avoid a wreck altogether, and maybe he goes and kitty little corner and comes out on the other side. But I feel, because I've seen George Russell overreact. Valtteri Bottas, when they had the accident, what did he do? We go over there, hit him, and go all off. What did he do when he thought it was raining? Raining, he trying to tell them, I need wet tires, I need wet tires, all of this stuff. Matter of fact, let's just go to the tape. Let's just go to the tape. All right, let's just go to the tape. I'm going to let you listen to George Russell extremely overreacting. Yes, he's on his side. Yes, I understand. Yes, a collision could possibly happen, but there is nothing that you can say in that car while the bottom floor is facing oncoming traffic that's going to stop a car if it's around the corner. Best thing you need to do is stay braced, stay put, and wait. But listen to George Russell just shouting like George want to be everybody. George want to be the driver. He want to be the engineer. He want to be the team principal. He want to be the CEO. He want to be the stewards. He want to be the marshals. He want to be the FIA. He want to be every damn thing and everywhere like he's supposed to be the big caller. Like he's supposed to be the big shot caller. Listen to him. He overreacts. Overreacts.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm in the middle of a track. Okay. Red flag, red flag.
Red flag.
Telling you.
Red, 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 red. I'm in the middle. Red. Fucking hell.
No shit, George. They know this, George. Come on, man. Listen. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. I might say down. Red flag. George, okay, bro, chill. Listen, you're not telling us anything that we haven't already seen on the TVs that the stewards haven't seen. You think that they are not radioing that in, bro? There's nothing that you're going to call at that point in time that would have changed shit. Nothing. George overreacts. And I'm telling you how I feel. I feel George overreacted to Alonso's pace change, and he caused his own damn accident. No, let me not say that. He assisted in his accident. The cause and effect by just straight natural law and order has to be Alonso made a change. That was the cause. The effect was rippled through George, and George went off track. Now, that does not absolve George from his overreaction to the situation. He overreacted. To me, he overreacted. He panicked. And this is the guy that so many of you 2 seasons thought was schooling Lewis Hamilton. This that same guy. This the same dude that y'all thought was schooling Lewis Hamilton. The same guy. And I'm trying to figure out, is George actually going to be the leader of Mercedes? Is George actually the driver that quite possibly should be taking Mercedes into the future? You know what? You know what George remind me of? George remind me of somebody that on natural DOT roads sees you putting your blinker on, just see you put your blinker on, and they just get on the horn. Like, damn, I didn't even move yet. I'm still in the lane. I just put my blinker on, and you got motherfuckers that'll be, bah, bah, bah. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm still in my lane. I'm still in my lane. Why are you honking at me about letting you know that I'm trying to get over? I haven't even moved to get over, and you all on your horn. That's George Russell. George Russell is the person that will blare the horn at you for putting your damn blinker on, letting everybody know eventually I plan to get over. That's George Russell for you. Bullshit you not. Oh, gee, Zilla. George afraid he gonna get speared like from Goldberg in WWE. Galactica says Toto has been in Oz of the yellow brick road, sleeping in the flowers. Wake up, Toto, and kick your team's ass and fix the car. Man up, fam. I'm trying to tell you, bro. He got a man up. It's looking bad right now for Merc. Double DNF, Lewis Hamilton, mechanical failure. I mean, the engine just kaput. It's looking bad out here. It is looking bad out here. No doubt it is looking bad. This is not getting better. And I already said I'm waiting till Miami. I'm waiting till Miami to see what else happens or what else improves. But double DNF in Australia like this, you got one driver who just clearly showed he overreacted like a mug and just got in his feelings. He made it George made that 10 times worse than it really had to be. I do understand Alonso did something different. Now, am I taking it completely off the table? Am I taking this completely off the table that there's not a shred of an opportunity that Alonso meant to do something, but not that? I don't think Alonso meant to cause, because Alonso's had a rough wreck himself. He's worse than Russell's. Alonso's been in a worse wreck than Russell's. I believe when he was driving for Renault, that was bad. That was bad. So I don't think Alonso would purposely, with intent, set out to do something for that to be the outcome. Now, did he mean to slow up and give Russell a little challenge, basically causing him to slow, to do what he needed to do to try to stay in front? Yeah, I think Alonso can play dirty. That's true. Alonso, to me, is a dirty motherfucker. He's a dirty individual. He's a shady ass person. But I don't think his shadiness goes to that extent, at least with Russell. I mean, come on. We talking about the same. OG Zilla, I bet no one took any pictures of that shit on the floor that was propped up for everyone to see. Probably not, bro. They're like, we don't need to take a picture of that floor. That is not the floor you want to copy. But, Alonso is the same guy that was paying mechanics or paying team members to sabotage Lewis Hamilton's car. This is the same guy that stood in the pit lane to hold up his teammate in Lewis Hamilton to ruin his qualifying. This is the same guy who sat around a table on a podcast talking about Lewis Hamilton in a slight derogatory way. This is the same guy. So no, I don't put it past him. Not at all. Paul, what's up, fam? Just finishing up that work thing. Peace and love to you too, Paul. Paul, bro, you be grinding. Paul, bro, we probably brothers from all types of different mothers. Bro, you be grinding, bro. I'm telling you, Paul be grinding and checking in, multitasking. So I will say I say all that to say this. I really don't completely blame Alonso. I'm just telling you. And if I do blame Alonso, right? I'm speaking from this in this way because Alonso's intent was, I'm going to try to enter and exit differently. What he did caused Russell to overreact and go off track. No collision, no contact. I don't think Alonso was trying an intentional brake check. But let's look at something. If you don't mind, let's just check something out real quick. I'm just saying, let's just check this out because Russell surely panicked, right? To me, he surely panicked. But let's just check this out. All right. So we're gonna look at this. Here it is right here. We got Alonso. Now it is very lengthy. Okay, incident turn 6-7 is basically S. All right. Now they say right here, drive-through penalty. Okay, 20 seconds added to the elapsed time according to 54.3, and 3 penalty points for the 12-month period. 20 seconds and 3 penalty points for the 12-month period. They go to say they heard from Russell, they heard from Alonso. Okay? Exit turn 6, lap 57. The stewards have extensively reviewed the situation. Russell followed Alonso approximately 0.5 seconds behind as the car approached turn 6. Alonso explained to the stewards that he intended to approach 6 differently, lifting earlier and with less speed into the corner to get a better exit. Russell explained to the stewards that from his perspective, Alonso's maneuver was erratic, took him by surprise, and caused him to close distance unusually fast, and with resulting lower downforce, the apex of the corner, he lost control and crashed at the exit of the corner. There was no contact between the cars. No contact. Notice, caught him by surprise. I know they're elite Formula One drivers and they drive at excessively fast speeds, but to them, it's a little slower than it is for us. If we got in the car right now, shit would seem like we are in a warp machine. We probably might not have the reactions to even avoid something like that, but Russell should. All right. And if you watch the video, watching the video from different angles, it makes it look a bit more salvageable than it actually was. It just made it look, Russell, maybe you should have been able to negotiate that a bit better. But I get it. I get it. So as we see right here, telemetry shows that Alonso lifted slightly more than 100 meters earlier than he ever had going into the corner during the race. He also braked very slightly at the point that he did not usually brake. Notice they said brake slightly. So that's not a brake check. That's not a brake check. Brake slightly. So even though they might not have liked the outcome, to me, reading this supports what Alonso was saying. So then it goes in, all right, although amount of brake was so slight that it was not the main reason for his car slowing. So we're not talking about brake checking. They put this in parentheses. Although the amount of brake was so slight, it was not the main reason for his car in Alonso slowing. And he downshifted at a point he never usually downshifted, which to me still goes along the lines of he's trying to get in there slower, but downshifting so he has the torque. When he gets back on the accelerator, he can get going. Because if you stay in that high-ass gear, it's going to bog out. So you got to downshift. So when you get to the point you want to get back on the accelerator, you can have the torque you need. So I'm feeling everything that's going on right now. All right. Never usually downshifted. He then upshifted again and accelerated to the corner before lifting again to make the corner. Alonso explained that while his plan was to slow earlier, he got slightly wrong and had to take an extra step to get back up to speed. Nonetheless, the maneuver created considerably an unusual closing speed distance between the cars. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You can read all this on your own. Consequences, try a different approach, blah, blah, blah. It says right here, this season, the FIA Formula One penalty guidelines, including for his breach, have been reset and increased to a baseline of 10-second penalty. 10-second penalty. Keep in mind that 10-second penalty. Keep in mind no contact. Keep in mind several sentences in here that pretty much absolve anything of a direct or purposely engineered brake check. That's gone. This document says that this wasn't a brake check. It wasn't a brake check. Keep that in mind. 10 seconds, no brake check, and no contact. All right, write that down if you got to. No contact, no brake check, none of that. No contact, no brake check, and 10-second penalty. Keep that in mind, all right? So here we go. As it says right here, in this case, starting right here, in this case, we consider that Alonso affirmatively choosing to perform an unusual maneuver at this point to be an aggravated circumstance as opposed to a simple mistake. Okay, aggravating circumstance, simple mistake. Okay, however you want to word it to make it more egregious. The stewards therefore order a drive-through penalty, which will be converted to a 20-second added to the car's 14th elapsed time, along with three penalty points to his license in the 12-month period. Yo. So what did Alonso get? Alonso at first got 10 seconds. Ding. Then Alonso got drive-through, which converted into 20 seconds. Ding. Then Alonso got 3 fucking points of penalty in 12 months. Ding. Those are the 3 things that Alonso got for a situation that was not an intended brake check. It did not result in contact between 2 cars. And by way of the verbiage in this document, it is not observed as a direct or a brake check intended. All right. It's not a premeditated brake check. Those 3 things, keep those in mind. All right. Let's look at something else. Let's just take a peek at something else. Here we go right here. 2021, you don't say. Max Verstappen, Red Bull Racing. Here it is. Stewards heard from Max, heard from Lewis Hamilton. Video telemetry evidence was determined and watched. And then it says driver car 33 was predominantly at fault. At turn 21, right here, the car of 33 was given an instruction to give back a position to Lewis Hamilton. Was told by the team to do so strategically. Strategically, okay? So keep this in mind. Do so strategically. So you're already complicating the situation when really you just need to say, yo, Max, pull over, whatever you got to do, give the position back to Lewis Hamilton, okay? Give it. Now, remember, Lewis had not been communicated this. So you're already dealing with somebody who's already done what? We've seen him run Lewis off track several times in this season. We saw this, right? We saw this. We've seen the way Max Verstappen drives and puts people and their cars in situations. We know this, right? So this will be what we call a repeat offender. This is somebody who has established a form of habit or a track record of being a bully on track, of purposely running people wide or off track, somebody who has known to be a dive bomber. This is what we're talking about right now. This is the person we're talking about. All right? So here it is. We're going to get ready to get back into this. So obviously, it says car 33 slowed significantly at turn 26. However, it was obvious that neither driver wanted to take the lead prior to the DRS detection line. First of all, Lewis Hamilton had no damn idea what was going on because he was not communicated this at first. Says the driver of 33 stated that he was wondering why car 44 had not overtaken, and the driver of 44 stated that not having been aware at that stage that car 33 was giving the position back, was unaware of the reason why car 33 was slowing. In deciding the penalized driver of car 33, the key point for the stewards was the driver of 33 then braked suddenly, 69 bar and significantly. Okay, people. This verbiage was nowhere in Alonso's shit. This verbiage says that Max Verstappen indeed initiated a brake check purposely. Purposely, this is a brake check. The verbiage pretty much indicates that. Paul says Max brake checks, no penalty. That's the FI. That's what we're getting into, Paul. So still keep in mind, Alonso, 10 seconds converted into 20 seconds. Alonso, 3 penalty points for 12 months. Alonso, no contact. And Alonso, no verbiage that indicates he purposely did a brake check on Russell. Keep all that shit in mind. And all the baggage that Alonso got for this situation. Now, also keep in mind, people are going to be like, oh, well, Lewis didn't crash. No, he made contact and it ruined his car. The other thing was, they said that it is not solely Russell going off track and having an accident that was going to mount or change the decision that they were going to give Alonso. So put that bullshit aside. Don't get in my comment section talking about, oh, Russell had a horrible crash and Lewis Hamilton did. No, they said that did happen, but we're not letting that weigh on this decision. We're looking at other things for this, like I'm looking at. All right, so here it is. Car 33, Max Verstappen brakes suddenly, 69 bar and significantly, resulting in 2.4 G deceleration. All of this shit right here says brake check. That's what that says. Brake check. That's exactly what that outlines for you. All right. While accepting the driver 44 could have overtaken, but guess what? So could George Russell had he not overreacted. George overreacted. I've watched that shit several times, and I keep looking and say, bro, panicked. He panicked. I'm not faulting him for panicking, but he panicked. So here it is. While it's accepting this overtaking, we understand why he and the driver of 33 did not wish to be first to cross the line, which they throwing that shit in. I don't know if they really know that. I don't see anywhere in here where either driver said anything about DRS, but if it is, I'll go back read it, but I don't recall that. But either way it goes, look at this shit here. However, the sudden braking by the driver of car 33 was determined by the stewards to be erratic and hence predominant cause of the collision. And hence, the predominant cause of the collision, right here. Predominant cause of the damn collision. And hence, And we got more, and hence the standard penalty of 10 seconds for this type of incident is imposed. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. So Max Verstappen, which clearly evidence proves a brake check that was definitely intended. Max Verstappen, who clearly decelerated to 2.4 G. Max Verstappen, who applied 69 bar pressure on the brake. 69 bar pressure on the brake. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. Let me do this. 69 bar. Let's just do this real quick, because I don't have the conversion right offhand to convert the bar to damn pounds of pressure or pounds per inch. So let's just do this. Let's just say bar. You know, this is why we got smartphones. Bar to, let's see, PSI. We'll go pounds per square inch. All right. So we said what did the document say? The document said 69 bar. All right. The document said right here, it says 69 bar. 69 bar. 69 bar. 69 bar is 1,000 pounds per square inch. 69 bar is 1,000 pounds per square inch. You want me to convert that shit to foot pounds? I will convert it to foot pounds just so we can have another conversion rate to compare it to, if that sounds very elaborate and very exaggerated, but that's what the math says. We'll convert it to foot pounds. 69 bar to foot pounds. What do we got here? Let's see what that is. 69 bar to foot pounds. So we got 69. 69 bar to pounds for square foot is even more of a damn decimal digit. Okay, you still talk about 14,000 for, like, it's not a small amount. That's a brake check. That's a Fred Flintstone, put your foot through the floor, stop this car, and be an asshole, hoping to ruin Lewis Hamilton's front wing. And for all of that, Max Verstappen only managed to get 10 seconds imposed on him. No penalty points, no drive-through, no conversion from 10 to 20 seconds. This is what I'm saying. These are situations that are similar. These are situations that are similar. So anybody that's got a problem with a comparison of a situation that's similar, well, it sounds like to me, you need to fuck off because you enjoy being a fan here. So thank you very much, fanboys, fangirls. This is a similar situation. Talking about potential brake check. This is what it is. But it's oddly funny. You come here because you're a fucking fan. So I enjoy you. Appreciate you. Keep supporting. So here it is right here. We got the no points. No penalty points. 10 seconds only. None of that. All while Alonso manages to rack up 20 seconds, 3 penalty points. What the hell? Come on now. This is where, I mean, the FIA, they got to start having some real consistency. If this is where it's going to start, then so be it. Because you know what? Things have to change as you go forward. Things have to change as you start to evolve as a sport, as a person, as an organization. But don't let us see another situation that resembles a brake check like we saw against Lewis Hamilton and Max, like we've now seen against Alonso and George Russell, and then all of a sudden, because the only thing that changes are drivers, we see different verbiage and we see different penalties. So you just need to make this shit make sense. And if you can't make it make sense, you need to be able to keep it consistent. It needs to stay consistent. Because you deliberately found that Max did a deliberate brake check and he caused contact between two cars. That was deliberate. What are we doing here? Alonso, even by their evidence and their research, there was no damn intended brake check. Of course, his maneuver caused, like they said, a situation, but Russell overreacted. He overreacted. And I'm not saying that takes away any of the danger of what Russell then went to do, but I'm not really agreeing with Alonso getting 20 seconds and 3 penalty points for no contact, and you obviously said that he didn't brake check. And if we're not to take the end result of what happened to Russell to compound on Alonso's penalty, because I'm pretty sure they said something along those lines in this document. I'm pretty sure they said something along those lines in this document, that basically the situation that occurred with Russell was not going to extensively weigh in on what the outcome was going to be as far as Alonso's penalty. So I just, you gotta start making these things make sense. Honestly, that just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes, and we've seen this several times when it comes to Max Verstappen. We saw several times, even in that season, Max get penalized where it really is not a penalty that's going to be impacted. It's not a penalty that's really going to be felt. It's not a penalty that's going to really keep him from where they want him to be in the Drivers' Championship or in the Drivers' Championship fight. The FIA have to do better. This is the early part of the season, and I'm telling you right now, the FIA are already doing a horrible job. They're already doing a bad job. Let me not say horrible, because they got a lot of things to do. They got a lot of things to try to sift through, and their employees and the stewards, everybody's got a lot to try to make decisions on. But y'all need to come up with a standard for real. There's too much flip-flopping around before the fish hits the grill. And all that flip-flop just makes things worse as you go forward. Because now, if you didn't make your judgment call and assess your penalties according to a standard, and you were letting, you know what? Alonso, I don't like him so much. Russell, he kind of cool. You know what? 20-second penalty. If there are other things in there, other variables that you're including that don't just have to do with A, B, C, D, because that's what this shit should be. We're looking at telemetry. We're looking at video. We're looking at all of this. And if it's extremely different, and then we find something egregious like 69 bar and 2.4 G of deceleration, oh yeah, bro, you was trying to brake check. But when you look at Alonso's document, it doesn't scream brake check because it wasn't. And you can't put Alonso completely at fault for trying to do something different in and out of the turn to try to get him a better edge on the race. Alonso didn't do anything to me that looked egregious. They say erratic, but it really wasn't erratic. Now, what was erratic was George Russell's reaction. That was erratic. What was more erratic? This was what was more erratic. This was more erratic in itself. Just listen to George.
Red flag. I'm in the middle of a track. Okay. Red flag.
Red flag, you got Stroll.
Red.
You panicked.
I'm in the middle.
You panicked. You lightweight, probably peed in your drawers. You might got a little prairie dog action. But George panicked, y'all. Straight up. That's how I see it. George panicked. I'm just keeping it real on how I feel. I think that George has shown that he's got that type of character. He's got that type of personality. He's going to over-dramatize things. He's going to panic. He thinks it's raining in his helmet when it's sweat. He thinks he needs rain tires right now. He's the same guy going to cry. George is this dude. He's an over-emotional felt dude. I ain't blaming him for it, but I'm just calling it like I see it. He's shown me that he will overreact, and this is what he did in this situation. George, nothing that you talking about screaming out the red flag was going to change a damn thing, bro. They already on it. Like, you saying that, bro, they not even thinking about that right now. They just trying to get to you, make sure you safe, make sure no cars hit you. They already on top of that. But you listen to George, bro, we know where you are. We know where you are. Not only do we got a transponder, we looking at TV. Not only do we got a TV, it's a fucking helicopter up here. Not only is there a helicopter, there are a bunch of fans over there. Not only is a bunch of fans, but there's a bunch of marshals there. George, we already, bro. Me, honestly, I'm just probably going to be pissed, and I'm sitting tight hoping a motherfucker don't T-bone me. I understand that too. I understand that side of it too. But like I said, George Russell is somebody who definitely panics. This is what he does. So Paul says FI has different standards for max crazy. And we've seen this. This has been a real thing. We've seen that. Paul's not lying. We've seen these double standards occur several times. And in this situation, I'm just saying I need to get me an Aston Martin car. I'm trying to tell you, I need an Aston Martin car. I need a AlphaTauri car. I need a Williams car. So that's 3 right there. That's 9. And I need what other car do I need? Aston Martin, AlphaTauri. And I don't know, sorry mistake. I got the Saab one. There's another car, Alpine. I got the Alpine. So, Haas. That's the other car I need. Those are the 4 cars I still need. So when I can find those 4 cars, if you find those 4 cars, let me know where they are, and I'll try to get them or buy them. But I'm not paying. AlphaTauri one's like $100 for their 143rd. Are you shitting me? You ain't did nothing that good for me to pay $100 for one of these. You crazy. 40, you might could get me at 40, maybe, so I can complete my set, but not no $100. By the way, Robert Ravelli Edits is our new VIP member. So hopefully, Robert, if you see this, reach out to me, contact me. That is your box, bro. Also, we got Wolves Grudge Racing this Sunday at 11 a.m. All right, it has been posted. The link is posted, and you can go there and check it out. Get with me. If you want to race, send me an EA Sports platform invite, okay? Send me that invite so when we have race day, pay attention to YouTube. If you're not a family member and you're not in the Discord, you're not going to get the additional communication with other drivers and all that other stuff. And remember, you don't get into the driver's room until you're actually complete a driving event. So this weekend, Sunday at 11 a.m., we will have our race. We will be in Australia. Remember, the last race that was held before going into a break is the first race that we have coming off the break. So, and if there are more than 1 week of a break, we'll work our way backwards on the circuits, okay? So just remember that. And, hey, like I said, I feel George Russell panicked. I do understand that Alonso's actions caused a ripple effect and gave George something to react to, but I do feel there was some room in there for George, dirty air fucking not. I feel there was some room in there for him to maneuver around, and he just didn't. And by the time he realized, he panicked. He locked it up. And he went off track, and shit happened. Thank God, though, George is safe, unharmed, and not hurt, because that is the most important thing, that nobody's life is impaired or taken. That's the most important thing, and I don't care if that's even Max Verstappen. I don't wish any situation on a driver like that, unless you do something so egregious. I'm like, I hope karma comes and bites you in your ass, but I'm not wishing that on somebody like that. Or if I find out you outside doing some dirty shit, then it is what it is. But other than that, like, you don't want to see a driver or anybody lose their life or have their life changed physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, when they're doing when they're in any form or fashion of competing in life or going to work just normally and coming home. I want to be very clear in saying that, because, people will come here, try to paint me up and give me a bad rap just because they love the channel, but they love to hate me because they hate to leave here and not keep coming back. That's what they do. So anyway, Wolves Den this Sunday. Also, I got some news coming. I've been told y'all that the racing stuff was coming for the little one. It is up, but working on some things. So those shirts for her that are purchased will go towards finances toward her season. Whatever shirts are sold, that money is going to be allocated and set aside in another account and then used for her new tires, engine repair, whatever the case is. It is called Butterfly Racing. So that is up. Jay, Mary Beanie says, Jay, remember I told you eBay for the cars. Yes, you did, Queen. You did. And I checked, but maybe I got to switch it from US to UK eBay. Maybe that's what I got to do. I will get on there. Definitely, I will check that. I will. And I did check one time, but I think it was like UK, and then the price difference and then the shipping was crazy. So it almost came up to about the same, paying $100, $80 for a damn car. And then some of these people are not reputable. But anyway, peace and love. See y'all later. Wolfpack out. Peace.